Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome to my new subscribers. If you like these kind of talks or whatever, consider hitting the subscribe button. So, the war in Iran. Right, well that's what I'm going to talk about just now. I don't actually know what to think anymore. At first, I was vehemently against the war in Iran. I firmly believed that it was the Zionist government of Israel just basically pulling the strings of Donald Trump and America, basically. I don't want to get too deep into that sort of thing, right? But basically, it's a known fact that the certain groups of what I'll call them Zionists, right? I consider them evil, right? And I'm not talking about the Jewish people in general, so let's get that out the road, okay? But the Zionists, there are certain groups within that are very, very, very powerful, and they hold a lot of clout in American politics, and they've got a hell of a lot of influence in American politics. It's just a fact, right? So basically, I believed that the war in Iran was basically Israel, the Zionist government of Israel, pulling the strings of Donald Trump and America, but I don't know what to believe now. Part of me thought it was the whole regime change thing all over again. So it happened in the past with the war in Iraq and what was the other place? Colonel Gaddafi. Colonel Gaddafi of Libya. Libya, right. So Libya and Iraq, which were two places, and Afghanistan as well, right. So basically, I don't agree with regime change. It creates a power vacuum and you just get a hell of a lot worse than what you started off with. I don't want to get too much into it, but I will say that Saddam Hussein kept a bunch of very savage people in check. That's how I see it, right. He was a much, much lesser of a whatever evil that's going on now. So basically, I think whatever regime change that they were aiming for, I don't know if that's what they were aiming for, or that a couple of my friends have said to me, right, you're just an idiot for not supporting the war, because it turns out that Iran had like 60% enriched nuclear, I think it's uranium they use for the bombs or whatever, but they were only months or so away from enriching this stuff further to the point they could either make a dirty bomb or like a full-fledged nuclear weapon. I believe that is actually true. So on that basis alone, if that's why they went in to try and stop them from enriching nuclear material any further, so they couldn't get a nuclear weapon or a dirty bomb, then I guess in that case you'd need to support them. But I'm not sure. I think part of me just can't shake off that the whole regime change, because obviously they targeted the leader and all that, and regime change just never works. It just creates more instability in that region, and I just don't agree with it. And I don't like the Zionist government of Israel anyway. We could go into the whole Gaza situation, but I don't support the Palestinians, right? Okay. I don't care. I think like the Jew and the Arab, right, have been fighting each other since time immemorial, man. I think you should just let them get on with it. I don't see the point. I don't see the benefit of us vehemently supporting Israel. I just don't see the benefit of it. With the Zionist government of Israel, is it a case of my enemy's enemy? So they're targeting like the terrorists of the Muslim nations and things like that, which we agree with, or are they our friends? So the Israelis, the Israeli government, is it my enemy's enemy, or is it a case of they are genuinely on our side and we should support them 100%? But it just seems to me like they've got America in their back pocket, do you know what I mean? And they're just pulling the strings, and Donald Trump can't say no to Netanyahu, and they're just giving them loads of money and all that. There's a funny YouTuber on here called Ramsey Paul, right? He's an American YouTuber, and he just it's like some of the things that he said about Israel, like just like senators in his state and all that are just vehemently basically licking the bumhole of like these certain Israeli politicians and just throwing money at them and all that, and it's Israel, Israel, Israel. I'm sorry, but can somebody actually just explain to me, because I don't get it, why we should vehemently support that government? Do you know what I mean? Like, the way that they're behaving in that with the Gazans and the Palestinians anyway, it's just a case of they've just become what they once despised and what tried to wipe them out. It's like, I don't want to get too much into that situation, but it's that I don't view the Zionist government of Israel as a good force in the world. I just don't. So as far as going back to the Iran thing, I don't know. Is it a case of stopping them getting the nukes, or was it just another neocon war? I'd be interested to know what people think. So leave a comment for me, and once again, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.